Welcome everyone. This video is not for you if you're someone who is not committed to your future. If you're someone who wants to drift in life. So who is this video for? So this video is for people who are committed to be their best, but sometimes fail to live up to their own expectation. This video is for you if you're someone who promises to go for exercise, but do not go for exercise. If you're someone who promises to maintain a diet but end up binging on food. If you're someone who promises not to work from home after you've come from office in the evening but find it difficult to switch off from office. All these examples are of willpower failure. And this is what we are going to decode in this video. As a life coach, my job is to help people manage and design their lives. After working with a lot of people and seeing people struggle to change their thoughts, emotions and habits, I see again and again people making promises but struggling to fulfill that promise. People look for ways to manage their willpower but fail to do so. And this is the reason I'm creating this video. I believe that the best way to improve your self-control is to see how and why you lose control. The reason I'm saying this is because most of us fail more often than we succeed. If you watch this video carefully and follow the strategies, I can assure you that you'll find yourself in charge of your choices. Right, so let's get on with the subject now. Let's try to understand what is willpower. Willpower is the power to make a correct choice to get a desired outcome even when one does not feel like doing it. So how many kinds of willpower are there? So basically there are three kinds of willpower. First kind of willpower is the I will willpower. This willpower contains all the things that you put off for tomorrow or forever. I willpower helps you put them on today's to-do list, like I will go to the gym now. I'll finish the chapter today. The second kind of willpower we need is the I won't willpower. So these are the things which you do not want to do, as these things sabotage your success. These are the things like I would not consume processed sugar anymore, or I won't waste time on Facebook or WhatsApp. Then there is a very important third element to willpower, and this is called as I want willpower. This is like a guiding compass for our will. This is where you put your desires and goals. This is the ability to remember what you really want. An example of this would be, I want to start my own business. I want to find more balance in life. I want to get promoted. I want to get a good placement. So these are the kind of examples which come in the I want willpower. So if you see, willpower is about harnessing the three powers of will. I will willpower, I won't willpower, and the I want willpower. To understand willpower, we need to understand our minds first. Our mind is the key resource of all willpower failures or success. For the sake of understanding, I would like you to understand your three minds. I will call these three minds as evil mind, your angel mind, and your super mind. So let us spend some time to understand the characteristics of these three minds. Let's pick up the evil mind first. Evil mind likes to do everything which pleases it. Evil mind is short-sighted and is blind to long-term things. Evil mind does not have the power to struggle or work hard. The moment it gets introduced to something complex or hard, it starts looking for things which make him feel good. Evil mind avoids pain at all costs. To manage this, it has a lot of allies to its disposal. These allies are like Facebook, WhatsApp, internet, movies, etc. To avoid pain, it might indulge in things like overeating, shopping, drinking, indulging in drugs, etc. Evil mind likes to protect itself from embarrassment. failure. It does not like to fail. Evil mind is very impulsive in nature and gets distracted easily. Evil mind does not like to panic. So let's talk about the angel mind now. Angel mind thinks long term. It's a visionary. Angel mind visualizes. It creates our goals and futures. Angel mind loves success and strategies. Angel mind keeps it short and simple. Angel mind also have allies in the form of I want willpower. So these two minds are always at conflict. Whenever you are making a decision to take an action, these two minds are operating simultaneously. And this is where our third mind comes in. And this is where supermind comes in. Supermind is like a judge for these two minds. Both the minds fight to grab supermind's attention. Wherever your supermind go, you go as well. So every choice we make is a net result of the equations of these minds. Now let me reveal you something very important. Most of our choices are made in an autopilot mode. Most of the time, we don't even realize that we are actually making a choice. To understand this little better, let me share my story with you and let's see how these minds competed with each other. I was conditioned and brought up in a middle class family, and smoking and drinking was a no-no, and it was strictly prohibited. In my mind, the conditioning was to an extent that I started judging people. If someone was smoking, he was a negative character for me. So in terms of my minds, my angel mind was active and was playing without any competition from the evil mind. Then I reached my engineering college. This is where one of my friends introduced me to the YOLO effect. I'm sure you know about YOLO effect. YOLO effect is you only live once. So the idea is to try all the things before you are done with your life. I was offered a cigarette by my friend, and for the first time, my evil mind woke up for the cigarette. It started arguing with my angel mind. Please notice the size of the minds. My evil mind at this time was really small. It had no power and had a very little voice. When the thought of smoking came up, I had the image of my parents looking at me and saying in my mind that what I was doing was wrong. This was my angel mind speaking to me in a powerful voice. My super mind for the first time went ahead with my evil mind. YOLO effect played its part, and I had my first puff of cigarette. My body resisted and I coughed, but I still went ahead with it. Well, that was it. My evil mind had a sniff. When I smoked the second time, my evil mind was much bigger this time. My angel mind said, well, you've tried the cigarette once, now you don't have to do it again. And that's when my evil mind said, it's okay. You're not going to form a habit out of this. Also, this somehow looks cool. And anyways, my parents would not come to know. And this started happening again and again and again. Slowly and steadily, my angel voice became weaker and it lost its voice. It died. And the process got reversed. Evil mind had the reign and there was no discussion whatsoever. The story is, however, not finished over here. One day I started having pains in my chest and I thought there was something insane happening to me. I got really worried about my cigarette habit and thought that it might just kill me. This is where the first thought of quitting smoking came to my mind, and this was the test of my willpower. The day I had this thought that I might just not live, my angel mind rose up again. Now, look at the size of the angel mind. It had no power and a very limited voice, but still it woke up. It started sniffing around. It started arguing and said that I have to do something about cigarette. My evil mind, on the other hand, was powerful but little shaky this time, and it argued, all right, you might just reduce the number of cigarettes in a day. You can have at least one in a day. This is one cigarette from the 12 cigarettes I used to smoke in a day. But the fear was much bigger this time, and angel mind said, no means no. After years, I spent a day without smoking. My body was not liking it. My mouth was dry. My evil mind got little worried and it started coming with few more tricks like you can have few puffs, have one cigarette in a week and whatnot. My angel mind, however, said, good, it's been one day without smoking. Make it two and do not listen to the evil mind. This time, my angel mind grew stronger in voice and in power. And slowly, my angel mind started getting stronger and louder. And my evil mind started losing its power and became weaker. Days without smoking became weeks, and weeks without smoking became months, and months became years without smoking. And I'm glad I could work on my willpower and make my body nicotine free now. It's been 11 years in 2018. This is the game of mind when it comes to willpower. If your super mind starts becoming aware of the game of the two minds, it has a lot more control over the situation, and more often than not, it will look at the I want part of your will and your willpower will get stronger. Our evil minds have been dominant for a very long time, so any thought of changing things in weeks is just setting up wrong expectations for ourselves, which might just result in frustrating ourselves. Defeating your evil mind is going to take time, so please be ready for this. You will succeed if you just stay at it. The theory of three minds is such an important facet of willpower that I'll share my experience with one of my clients I was working with. So my client was addicted to Facebook and WhatsApp. She was constantly checking her Facebook and WhatsApp on her phone. It was really disrupting her productivity at work, and it also took a toll on her family life as well. Her children and husbands were craving for her full attention. She started losing both on personal front as well as professional front. She wanted to bring things back in control. However, in spite of her best efforts, she was failing. And I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this. So for her, we created a willpower challenge. Initially, she set an ambitious goal to check her WhatsApp message and Facebook messages for no more than once an hour. After the first week, however, we saw that she was not even close to her goal. So what went wrong? The problem was at her subconscious level. She often didn't even realize when she was checking her Facebook and WhatsApp. She could only stop once she realized what she was doing. But most of the times her pattern was repeated outside her conscious mind. So let's try to understand this with the help of the three mind theory we just created. So what was happening? Her evil mind was entirely in control. Her other two minds, angel mind and the super mind, were not even in the picture and were nowhere in the competition. They had no chance against her evil mind. When she understood the game between her different minds, she started involving her angel mind first by understanding the triggers that were causing the behavior pattern. With awareness, she realized that trigger was kind of an itch in her belly, which she felt just before she checked the email. Then she had a feeling that she was losing on information. With this kind of awareness of both the impulse and her response, she had much more control over her behavior, and we started seeing the difference and things started improving. So let's see, how does the awareness process work? Let us see this with the example we just talked about. So step 1, something triggers the thought. For her, it was an itch and a feeling that she was losing on something. Step 2, as the trigger is received, your evil mind goes for the first step and starts operating. For her, evil mind required her to check for the message. Step 3, you become aware of this pattern. Step 4, your angel mind picks up its arms. Super mind becomes active. For her, angel mind started to arguing with her evil mind. The judge was also appointed in the form of the super mind. And then the wrestling begins. In her case, both minds started competing for the super mind's attention. Super mind watches the show and then go with your angel mind. This is what awareness can do to us. If you have to pick up anything out of this entire video, then one thing would be to become more aware. There is no substitute to internal awareness in this world. If you start becoming aware of your internal game and start understanding how your mind operates, you're already on your journey to success. If you understand this game, you will play better and will be in more control. Now, I would request you to get access to the visualization tool in the life design tools section of our channel. Please spare a few minutes and follow it. I promise you it will do wonders for you, and you will see for yourself that your willpower is getting stronger. So before we end up this session, I would like to tell you what all are we going to cover in the upcoming Willpower series. In the second session, we would talk about the biggest enemies of the willpower that you need to take care of. In the third session of the series, we will talk about the traps of the evil mind. This session is about how our evil mind tricks us into giving up on our willpower. In the fourth session, we will talk about willpower as a limited resource. We will see how we should utilize our willpower. In the fifth and the final session of the Willpower series, we will talk about internal surfing. We will talk about how internal surfing prevents us from anxiety, temptation, and stress. You can download this infograph which you see on the screen. This infograph contains everything you need to know about willpower. You can download this from the description section of the video. We have also given you a willpower workbook which you can utilize to work on your willpower. You can work through this willpower workbook. We can assure you that if you work through this, you will understand a lot about yourself and your willpower. You can also find this workbook in the description section of the video. Now this is where I'm going to end this first part of the series, Decode Willpower. Along with this video, you will get an additional video which you can find in the live design tool section of our YouTube channel. This is a visualization exercise which I have created especially for this video. I would request you to download this on your PC or mobile phone and listen to it for the next 2 weeks in the morning. This will increase your awareness about your will and you'll feel a lot more in control. In case you have any feedback around this video, please feel free to leave a comment for us. We will make sure that we get back to you. Thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you good luck for your persistence with your willpower. I would request you to subscribe to our channel. We will come back with more informational videos like this.